Hey, hey. All right, I'm going to just send this email out and then we are going to get started. Send that now. Perfect. Okay. Hello, hello. So I was hanging out with the dogs in the backyard, enjoying this almost fall weather when I got the Slack notification that Kartra had released some updates, some improvements, and some fixes. And at least two of them I know I'm really excited about. So I decided to really quick run into the office, sit down here, and share this live with you. So, hello, hello. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much. Leave a comment. Let me know you're here on the replay. If you have any questions, I will be happy to come back and check the comments and answer. And let's jump in and take a look at this. Okay, so put me down there in the bottom. All right, so the notes here that the release notes for September 9. All right, page builder enhancements. We've made some changes to objects in the page builder based on your feedback. So these updates improve your editing experience by addressing issues where padding and sizing used to be an issue. So that's cool. The drag and drop icon has now been removed from the component mini menu. Now you can move objects by clicking anywhere and dragging them. So I am interested in seeing what that's going to look like in real time. Um so yeah, we've got to see what that's all about. Now, hovering over an object now displays a label indicating its type, while the mini menu only appears once you click to select the object. Okay. And then the add section buttons are now hidden while you're editing a component, ensuring they no longer block access. So that is huge. That is definitely a good feature. So hold on, I'm going to get into the page builder real quick and then share my screen and we'll take a look at what that looks like for real, real. If you're popping on live, go ahead and leave me a comment. Say hello. Would love to see you. Okay, let's pick a page, shall we? Let's pick a page to edit. And then I will get this shared with you. Here we go. All right. Let me know. I'm going live with StreamYard. Let me know in the comments, please, if you are here live. I see there's 4 of you right now. And I would love to know if I'm seeing the comments. So if you can leave me one and I will be able to see if they're popping up in the notifications for me. Let me know you can hear me okay too, please, because I haven't checked that. And this is a new mic. All right. Could someone do that for me? I would appreciate it. Okay. So now we can see what they mean by when you hover over something, it tells you what it is. So in this case right here, I'm seeing that this is an image. And then I click on it, and then I have the pencil to edit the style, clone, delete, and the resize. Let's see. I clicked on the resize and that didn't go well. Where is it? Okay. That's not working. So I will definitely give them a little bit of feedback on that. Now, when we click the pencil to edit, it should open up the mini menu, and it's totally not. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. It was just going a little slow. Again, if you're hopping on live with me, go ahead and leave me a comment. I would love to just check and see. Please let me know you can hear me okay. I hope you can. Oh, shoot. Now I'm kind of worried that you guys can't hear me. You can, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you, because I was like, uh-oh. All right. Okay, so that worked to click on the editor and that popped up. Text, it says it's a text box. And when we click on the T, hey, Tommy, how are you? Good, good. You can hear me. Wonderful. And then the editor bar for that popped up. Okay, let's do the button and we click the pencil. It may be taking a bit to pop up. There we go. Okay. So that is that's this one. Hovering over an object displays the label and then the mini menu pops open once you click on it. The add sections buttons are now hidden while you are editing a component. So that's going to be really helpful because um, now my computer's being slow. I'm trying to switch back over into the uh, page builder. There we go. Okay, so if we are coming onto the page, looking at that add section spot there that pops up, the fix is that if we were editing something close to that add section, the add section pops away, it hides. So that was perfect. You can see that in this skinny text section here, if I'm going to click the pencil to edit that section. Normally, I may have to adjust the padding in order to be able to edit this without that add section button covering it. And now we don't have a problem with that. It hides while we're editing something. And then if we are to click out of it, there it pops back up. So that's a great feature. Okay. Um, and the next one is the dragging and dropping situation. So apparently, we're just going to pick whatever it is up that we want and drag and drop it. And to me, that's not looking any different than it normally does, except I think there's no longer a drag and drop icon. You're just going to click on it and drag it where you want it to go. I'm still seeing the orange boxes of where it's going to be possible for it to go. So the drag and drop icon has been removed from the component mini menu. Now you can move objects by clicking anywhere on them. Okay, so yes, now that makes sense to me. That's exactly it. When you click on anything, you no longer see the little like plus sign one to drag and drop. You just click on it and drag it where you want it to go. The drag and drop is still working in the same way that it used to. Okay. Now, this one is super exciting to me. This is one I kind of buried the lead a little bit. This one is going to be big. I'm sure you guys are going to be super happy. We've added a new team notification when a customer's subscription payment fails. Yay! So now you're going to get an email from Kartra every time a payment fails. Um, this is great because up until now, if you have had payment plans, if you have had a membership and you've had people whose payments have failed, Kartra would be notifying them. And if you were looking inside of Stripe or PayPal, you would see that there'd be a notification that the payment has failed, but nothing directly from Kartra. So this is a huge, huge, very good thing that they're sharing. So let's go ahead and get out of the page builder here. and go into our email notifications. This is big. Um, Now the current way that I get these notifications is through a pop-up on my phone from Stripe, but it is not it's not that obtrusive, like, it's not really in my face that it happened. If I catch the notification, then I'll see it, but the email notification is going to be so big. So, where you're going to go to get this, to see it, is go to your profile in the top right, drop down menu, go to email notifications, and then from your email notifications, you have to click on your To Your Team tab. Scroll down to the bottom, and here are the 2 new ones that have been added. They are on by default. I didn't have to turn these on, okay, which is great. And we have the vendor failed rebills notification and the vendor failed rebills final notification. So the final notification is going to be when they get canceled. And then this one here is going to be if there was a problem with their rebill. So this will let you know, and it also says in transaction retry days from today, the system will attempt to charge again. Okay. So this is going to keep you updated on who in your membership is their payments not going through at the moment. Now, the other thing you should already have on is if we go to the To Your Leads tab, you do want to make sure that the notification for when the rebill fails is being sent to them. That's these two right here. So the rebill failure alert to the buyer, final notice, and then the other one is the rebill failure alert to the buyer regular, because Kartra has dunning built in. Dunning is when they are trying to make sure that we save that subscription, right? We don't just cancel the person right away. So Kartra actually sends 4 notifications, 4 retries, okay? So I have gone in and I've customized mine so that it's in my voice. It kind of sounds nicer, but basically it's letting the client know that their charge did not go through. And I've also added a link to my self-billing portal where they can go in and fix it. So they can go in and update their credit card info. If they've paid with PayPal, they can log in to PayPal and fix that. But I have customized this email. It doesn't look as nice just by default. So please be sure to go in and edit this if you haven't already, if you have any payment plans or subscriptions. Okay. That's gonna help. So when the rebill fails, what you want is for the person to be able to go fix it. Either they need to update their credit card, they need to update the expiration date, they need to change cards, whatever they need to do. We don't want them to get canceled. They might not want to get canceled either, right? So we want to make it easy for them. So I add the link to my self billing. You can also add the link to your help desk if your help desk has the self billing feature turned on. So you'll want to do this. If you are watching this on YouTube, or actually if you're watching it on Facebook, I also have a replay of the training on setting up your self-billing link. If you haven't done that yet, I highly, highly recommend. And then you're going to want to update that. So anyway, though, back to these notifications. We've been asking for these for a long time, and it is so exciting and very, very useful. Like, this is a very useful update to be able to know when those payments fail. Another notification here is stay informed about new members, even if your welcome emails are turned off. We've updated the membership sign up process, so you'll always receive a team notification when a new member joins. So this is going to be for if like somebody subscribes to your membership, and you don't have the welcome message turned on because there's no password. I guess it's going to be giving you an update, like a notification when someone joins. Personally, I have turned off the lead subscribes to a membership notification because whenever anyone subscribes to a membership, they are either filling out a form or buying a product in order to get it. So I get notifications for those already. With this new one of getting notified, even though you don't have the welcome message turned on, I'm not sure exactly if you'd have to have this turned on. Um, and that might be helpful if you have a membership where there's no welcome message, but I don't know that the two are really, I don't know how the two are really related. And I don't really know that I would need to know every time somebody um, got access to a newsletter or a blog, which is usually what you're going to be using your membership with a free no password access on anyway, right? So that's my thoughts on that one. Leads, a new log entry is added to a lead's profile whenever they select do not contact me on their subscription management page, making it easier to understand their opt-out status. So this one kind of bugs me. I have let Kartra know that because the do not contact me any further, like, just seems so harsh. And I'm like, why? Why are they selecting that? But that seems to be when they unsubscribe from everything. That's the notification, like that's the designation. So seeing a log entry for that, I don't know that I need it, but okay. Lead profiles load a little faster. We've optimized the view priority for empty custom fields to improve overall loading speed. Okay. I didn't really think that that took a long time, but that's great. The page builder, we've added a toggle that lets you easily quickly turn border styles on or off for certain components. I'm not sure what components that would be. Maybe buttons, but that's cool. So, custom domains. This one's like a really big deal, but not super flashy, not super exciting. But they've removed the redirect that for cookie tracking that put the R underscore done at the end of your URLs. So that can mess up with your tracking. Um, it can also cause issues with getting your URLs indexed on Google because um, every single page when you load it previous to this update would forward to a page that had the R done at the end, which means every single one of your Kartra pages had domain forwarding or had forwarding in there. And Google doesn't like that because Google doesn't really like when a one link forwards to another. So, all this to say, now that they've eliminated it, it is a good thing, and it's gonna be easier for your Kartra pages to be indexed by Google and ranked in search results. So, yay, that's a big one. That's a good one. Okay. If you're liking these updates, let me know. Shoot me a heart, tap the screen. I don't know. I think you can tap the screen on YouTube and on Facebook for lives. So go ahead and let me know if you're liking these updates. Webinar registration got faster. This one I like too. I'm super happy about this. They've removed the requirement for last names for opting in for a webinar. So up until now, if you had set up a webinar through Kartra and you had the webinar registration form, first name, last name, and their email were required. And now it's going to be just first name and email. Much better for a cold audience, like front end webinar. Elastic email. I don't have any clients using Elastic email as their email sender. But if you, instead of using Kartra Mail, if you use Elastic Mail as your integration, they've updated the way they process webhooks, okay, to handle spam complaints more efficiently. Sounds good. And they've fixed these 4 bugs. So let's take a look at those. We fixed an issue in the calendar wizards where the success step was incorrectly marked as complete after saving the schedule. Okay. Tags are now assigned each time an eligible lead fills out a double opt-in form rather than only the first time. So that's cool. I don't usually use or recommend double opt-in, but if you're using it, that sounds good. Fixed an issue where tags weren't applied when purchases were made through a previously deleted and restored product. The tag automation now works properly. Okay. And corrected the mini menu alignment for small objects in the emails builder's rich text templates, ensuring that it no longer obstructs your editing. So that's great because, it's the same thing like with the page builder when certain elements were on the page and you couldn't edit what you were trying to get to. So it looks like they corrected that with the mini menu getting in the way of trying to edit your text. Hopefully, that is also going to be carried over into if you are editing in the membership posts at the very top, the first line of the text. Usually that mini menu is covering that first line. So I'll have to check with them and see um if that's also been taken care of in this update. So, to recap, the biggest ones I think are the drag and drop is just now easier. You just click on the thing and move it where you want it to go. Dragging and dropping is still the same. Like it's not an anywhere ever situation. Kartra still will show you with those orange lines where things can go, and it'll show you with the green line where it is going to drop. But now you don't have to do that extra step of clicking on the drag and drop little icon. You can just pick it up from whatever and move it. I think that's super. Hovering over an object now displaying the label indicating its type, and then you click on it to get the mini menu. That's cool. And the add sections being hidden when you're editing a component near it is awesome. These notifications about the customer subscription payment fail, huge, huge update. I'm loving it. I don't know how to play around here in StreamYard so much to do something fun like uh yeah, don't know. I was thinking maybe I had like a cheer or something like that, but I'm not seeing it. So that's okay. I'm excited about that one. Um And then the custom domains, like I said, not super exciting to think about, but on the back end and the usability, it is a huge, huge update. Very good for if you have your whole website built in Kartra or if you just want your site to your page, your landing page to rank. And the webinar registration, taking away that last name, I think this is a really big improvement, especially if you are using webinars as a lead generation tactic and you don't want people to feel like they have to give you their last name just to be able to come to the free training or whatever, right? Okay, so we have gone through these. Let me know if you have any questions. There's a bunch of you on live right now on the two platforms. So pop a comment in if you have a question for me. And otherwise, I'll just wrap this up in a minute here. But I am super excited. Oops, somebody new just popped on live. I'm super excited. Let me know in the comments which update you're most excited about. If there's anything that you have questions about as well, let me know. I don't even know if I can tell my favorite. Probably the email notifications. Um, I think the drag and drop in the page builder makes things a lot easier. So I think that we're going to find that that one's really good, really helpful. We're going to enjoy that as we go in and start editing things. The notification for the subscription payment failure, absolutely important. Now, like I said, keep in mind, you already have systems in place. You already have the notification in place that's going to go out to your member or to your person with a payment plan when their payment fails. You want to, if you don't have right now, you want to make sure that you've edited that email so that you include the link to where they can update their information. Okay, so if you have so let me put me here. All right, so if you have any products that are a membership, like a monthly payment that they pay until they cancel, or you have a payment plan, you want to make sure that you have self-billing set up, or you pop this self-billing on in your help desk. Okay? Because this is going to allow people to be able to opt in or log in rather. They log in either to the help desk or to through the self-billing link, and they're able to update their credit card. They're able to switch credit cards if they need to. Um, and you can also turn it on so they're able to request a cancellation if you have products that you have a refund policy on and you don't want to process refunds yourself. If you have something like a simple refund policy where you can set it up so it's 7 days or 14 days or 30 days or 60, Kartra can actually automatically process those for you, depending on what you have set up in the product. So that's also an option. But for what we're talking about right here is when somebody's payment fails, you want to make it super easy for them to be able to log in and update that without having to send you a message, give you their personal credit card information. That's not very safe for them to do. They might not feel comfortable. You want them to be able to log in and update it themselves. And we want them to be able to do this so that we don't lose a member in our membership, or that we don't have to then have the headache of having to try to reset somebody on a payment plan or collect the payment that's still due after they haven't paid attention to these rebill failures, and then their payment plan gets canceled. Okay. So this is definitely a huge thing for you to be able to retain more members, and also um make sure that you don't have anybody kind of skipping out on the end of a payment plan, and it's just going to keep you notified. So, like I said, you want to still have that automated email turned on that's going out to them, and you want it to be able to give them the access to self billing so they can update. But the thing is that you wanna be aware of that happening. So up until now, what's happened is you would find out when the payment is canceled. So that's after 4 tries. Now, with this update, you'll be able to get notified every time a payment it doesn't go through. So you'll be able to keep an eye on it. And if need be, if you see you're going to keep getting these notifications every 3 days, right? So if you see that you're on notification 2 or 3, the next one coming up is going to cancel their subscription. You want to then reach out to them personally or have a VA do it, keep an eye on that. But you want to be able to get in touch with them and make sure, like, hey, we need to get this updated, or did you want to cancel, depending on what product it is. But now this gives you a much better keeping your finger on the pulse of what's going on with your payment plans and your memberships. Okay. Christine. Okay. Don't know if you have questions now, but you will in the future. Well, that's awesome. You're in the inner circle. So, of course, you can ask me a question in there anytime. Okay. Yeah. So, that's a big one for me. The other big ones are going to be that webinar registration, the custom domains, and I think that page builder, the drag and drop seems a lot easier, and the add section button kind of going away when you're editing something that's close to it is going to be a real headache saver when you're in there editing your pages. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up now and go back outside and enjoy the enjoy the rest of this afternoon. Thank you so much for hopping on live with me. Oh, we've got a question coming in. I can stick around here. Am I using the webinar feature? So I've used it a couple of times. So I use it in a different I use it for some things and I use Zoom for others. So if you, for example, are having like group calls in a membership where you want everybody to see each other, you want people to be able to share the screen, you want that community feel. For those kind of calls, I use Zoom. um, for webinar type things where I'm doing a presentation and I want to be able to share my screen, share slides, do things like that. Sometimes I use StreamYard, which is what I'm on right now, to be able to stream to two platforms at the same time. And StreamYard also has a feature where you can have webinars hosted called StreamYard on Air. So I have used that and I really like it. I really enjoy the features in here in StreamYard. But some of the benefits of using Kartra webinars that StreamYard doesn't have is that one of my favorites is that you can add your offer into your webinar setup. You can also add video in. You can do that in StreamYard here as well, but it's definitely not easy to do on Zoom. And the offer is not possible on either Zoom or StreamYard. So in Kartra webinars, you can upload your slides as a PDF. And the thing I like about that is that instead of sharing your screen from Canva or um, Google Slides or what's the other one? PowerPoint. And you've got to be like, hold on, let me share my screen real quick, right? And then you've got to select that screen and all. If you export your slides as a PDF, you can upload them into your webinar in setup. So then when you're running the webinar live, you can just select them and the slides pop up. And there's even transitions built in inside of the Kartra webinar platform, which is so cool. I really enjoyed that feature. You can also add a poll. You can also add a pre-recorded, like a video that you want to play. The thing I like about that, and this would be great if you have like, let's say every Friday you have a webinar and you always do the same training. Maybe you're running ads to it and it's a new, like it's new people coming in every week, but you're doing the same training. So what you can do with Kartra webinars is you can be live and open things up and then welcome people in. Then you can play the video training and then you can open it back up for Q&A afterwards. How cool is that? So you're always showing up with your A game for the training. And that's really slick and easy to do with Kartra webinars. And then the other thing is if you're using a Kartra webinar for sales, you can add your offer in. So an offer would be something that pops up on the screen while people are watching you present. And it has a headline, a description, an image, and then a link. And you're linking over to your sales page. So people right in the webinar room while they're watching you present can actually click on that link and go right to whatever it is you're selling in that presentation. So those are my favorite features from Kartra webinars, and pretty much when I would say that's what I reach for, right? That's the tool in my toolbox I use. So I've got multiple different options for when I want to run a live training, webinar, sales meeting, things like that. But those are kind of the features where I would say Kartra webinar is the one I want to use. Another feature that I like a lot is that you can set it up so that the replay goes out to everyone who was signed up for it automatically. It also automatically saves the replay. And after the live, if you have it set up this way, people can register and go straight into the replay room and see the whole live experience. Like it's obviously not like not full on webinar style pretending like it's live. People would be able to probably tell that it's not live, but they would see the comments pop up. They would see it like kind of in real time when they come into the to the replay room after they register. So it's pretty slick. And honestly, if you're not at the point where you want to be paying for another tool on top of Kartra to be able to do webinars like that, It's a really good feature, to try out. I think you need to be on Kartra growth or higher to have that ability, but definitely if you do, check it out. Um, have I seen any issues with the animated text scroll? So the animated text scroll, Caroline, let me know what feature you're, can you just clarify for me? Animated text scroll. I'm not even sure. Um, Interesting, Christine says. I'll have to try that next time you do your workshops. Too late to switch it up now. The first one's tomorrow. So, yeah, just some food for thought as to what type of meeting you're running, what type of training you're doing. If you are doing something where you don't want everybody to see how many people are in the room, that's another thing that's nice about Kartra webinars, um, or StreamYard. I like StreamYard webinars as well, but I know a lot of people don't want to add another tool on. But if you're doing things like I'm doing right now, like where you want to be able to stream, the cool thing with StreamYard is that I'm streaming to two platforms at the same time right now. So that's kind of cool. Um, but if you want to be able to control so that people either could see it's a feature you can turn on and off. They can see how many people are in the room or they can't. They can't see each other. They can't unmute themselves. You're not distracted by looking at them like you are if you're in a Zoom meeting. It can be pretty cool. But on the other hand, another thing to consider is your audience that you're presenting to. If they're anybody who has a comfort level in using Zoom, then that can sometimes increase the amount, increase the show up rate, increase people's comfort with the tech. They just have to click the link, that kind of thing. Now, they do just have to click the link in Kartra too. It's not anything, they don't have to get any new software or anything like that. But you know what I'm saying? That sometimes people just feel more comfortable with something that they recognize and they're used to. So that's also a factor that you can sometimes take into consideration. Um, in the page builder, Caroline, the animated text scroll. Um, is am I just completely blanking on something that of course later I'm going to be like, wow, that was embarrassing. I'm just not exactly sure um what where would we animate text? I don't even know. Send me a message on Facebook. Send me a message on Facebook and show me what you're talking about and I'll answer then. Okay. All right, good. So, I think we're going to wrap this up. I am happy that I got the chance to kind of come on here and share these live. That was fun. I think it worked out well, hopefully. I hope you're excited about some of these updates as well. The nice thing is, so for me, I feel I'm very happy with the way Kartra development has started to go, where we're getting these little rollouts where they're not just waiting for a huge big change. They're fixing things as they go. Excuse me, as things come up, they're rolling out a couple of things like this. They're letting us know. And you can see they've done so on a little bit more of a regular basis in the past couple of months. So, I'm happy to see the responsiveness of that. In fact, let's click on so before I go, let's click on the other recent release notes because I haven't been doing this for every single one. But since we're on live right now, why not, right? Let's take a look at the most recent. See if there's anything exciting in here. Sales analytics now track events more reliably for pop-up checkouts on external pages. We fixed an issue where analytics weren't recorded. Okay, so that one's cool. I like that. Let's check September 4th. I think whenever you see that your software is being updated, it's being maintained, things are happening, they're putting time in to fix bugs, improve small things, and not just hold it off until the next big change, it's a good thing. Video splash images are now showing up as they should. We fixed an issue, so that's a fix. That's good. And then let's go back here. I think the last big one I've talked about, but billing in your account. We've added a new section to your billing page that lets you edit the address you used for subscription invoices. Now, if your billing address is different from your credit card address, you can easily manage them separately. Okay. And that is for you in your Kartra account. And then here, billing for your customers. Your customers can now update their subscription invoice address directly in the self billing portal, giving them more flexibility over how they're billed. So that's awesome. Did you know there's many ways? So this again, just a quick plug for my video training that is free. It's free on the Facebook page that you're on right now, or there's a video on the YouTube channel. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed or followed, please do it. I would absolutely love that. And then you'll get notified when I post new videos or do another pop-up live like this. Help desk, we've added support for multiple file attachments in help desk tickets. So that is really cool too. If you're using your help desk in a way where you are, oh, let me make this bigger for you guys. If you're using your help desk in a way where you are asking your clients, your members, whoever to upload files to submit to you because they can't do it, any other way. They can't do it in a form or whatever. Now they can do multiple file attachments. So that one's cool. Email variables. We've added a new date of payment variable specifically for refund related notification emails. This makes it easier to include the full payment details in notifications about refunds or chargebacks. Okay. This only works in notification emails triggered by a refund. Okay. And then some fixes. We've tidied up the live chat message panel in your help desk. We fixed an issue with tracking links using dynamic tracking IDs. And we've updated the styling in the public facing booking calendar to ensure everything aligns perfectly when using right to left languages. Okay, cool fixes. So this one I actually should have done a video on this one when this came out, but the smoother login authentication is here. So a lot of people said they didn't want to do their multi-factor authentication through an authenticator. There was a lot of pushback. So now you can do that via email as well if you want to. And no more getting bumped out of your account mid-click. Kartra now uses a sliding session to keep you logged in as long as you're active in the account. If you're inactive for more than 5 hours, you'll be automatically logged out. So this is something I do always recommend, is that especially if you are working in the page builder or the email builder where you could lose content, you want to make sure that if you're stepping away from the computer, don't leave that open. Save your email as a draft, save your progress, or publish your page live and come out of those pages. That way, if you are auto logged out, it's not auto logging out in the middle of you having content that you hoped was going to be saved correctly, right? Okay, so now I am really going to I'm going to pop off here. We've been on live for 44 minutes. Awesome sauce. So excited to chat with a couple of you here on live. And if you are watching the replay, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to come back to either one of these and answer anything that you have, any questions you have in the comments as well. Okay. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.